Pressure button.
Those are commissioner reports.
I would do it in your commissioner report.
I mean, unless you want to get into a discussion on it.
You don't need to do either one.
I mean,
Commissioner report, then.
yeah, you guys have no fun?
Yes, you gotta turn your mics on and we're running.
So, is everybody ready?
Let's do this. Let's go.
Ready, Chuck? Yeah. I'd like to call the Oglesby City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Here.
Finley.
Here.
McDermott.
Here.
Stefani.
Here.
Kern.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Number 4, public comment on agenda items only. Seeing that there is none, we'll move on. Number 5, approved minutes from the July 1, 2024 regular and executive session meetings. If there's no additions, modifications, or changes, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefanelli.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Okay. Notice we don't have the number, the total number on the bills. Is that it right there? 1.1, that's a lot. Okay, number 6, approve bills as presented for payment in a total amount of $1,194,367,035. If there's no additions, modifications, or changes, can I get a motion to approve?
I'd like to ask that we somehow find a more detailed report on the Heartland Bank Visa accounts. I don't feel that it's actually being very transparent. And I think it needs to be a little more detailed than just a person's name or position or division here, I guess, and the price. So
Yeah, I would agree. I talked to Becky about that. Well, I said something about the Visa accounts last time because I saw all the Visa accounts came to me to sign. And I thought for the rest of the departments, you guys need to be seeing what's going on in the departments to be able to sign for those. And I think we started that way. So I don't know if something changed recently. But then Becky said she was able to make the modification to the ledger, but I think she had a conversation with you earlier today.
Sure, whenever you're ready, I'll be glad to speak to it.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see.
Rich, I'm glad you brought that up. And I did have a meeting with the clerk today. I've made it my practice now to go through every folder that you guys have where bills are to be signed. Found today several receipts in different folders that should have been in another folder. Some were in the mayor's folder that should have been in your folder. I placed them on the left-hand side of the folder. Commissioner McDermott, yours was in order. There was nothing in any of the other folders that should have been in yours. Commissioner Finley, there was also some items that weren't in your folder that should have been in your folder. So I've made it a practice to do that now. This issue with the Heartland Bank thing and the credit cards and all that, I can certainly understand why a department head would have a credit card because they're going to need it for day-to-day usage, purchases, that kind of thing. But certainly that should be broken out and there should be some sort of a detailed explanation on all of it. And we will work through that. I guarantee it.
Do we know what it was used for? Or
What's that?
the credit card that he's referring to?
Is there a specific item we're talking about? Because you got Mayor Curran, City Hall, police.
what would that
police.
be in regards to, considering
That's
there's
what
no
I need to
department,
know.
no personnel?
It's under Heartland Bank. Keep going right here.
Yeah.
Is that the expenses for?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't-
feel like this is the way it's been in the past with those. They have all the different departments on there instead. I think in the past, they used to be directly to like whatever it was. So I don't have a problem with how we want to do that. But I know, like, for example, I don't know offhand the City Hall ones. probably a lot of that was related to little items, I'm guessing, for Fun Fest, I think, if I remember signing for. There was some weird things in there for the police that the police chief had signed off on. That's what kind of flagged it for me in the first place. The ones that were for the mayor's office, one of them was a conference. I think there was a hotel room for one of them. And I think a couple of them were minor purchases for, like, for example, the Taylor Swift thing or something like that we had to get some stuff last minute. So, but yes, I do agree. They need to be broken out better so people can understand that.
Okay.
I would like to look at that a
Table?
little more. I think Pat needs to give us an explanation here, I guess a better determination as to what the travel report that I brought to the attention of the council on and before April 30th, 2024 was met with much resistance, but I'd like to get the opinion of the city attorney. And
I don't understand what opinion I'm being asked to give. I'm kind of lost here.
I think it's an ordinance,
it's the
something that,
Illinois travel meal allowance.
And what's the question, Rich?
I don't see this as being very transparent. A name and a price, I don't think, is allowing the constituents to understand or ask questions in regards to expenditures placed that the taxpayer will be paying for. There was a law made in 2016. The city governments were supposed to come up with a regulation of travel expenses, and I don't believe that ours is being adhered to.
I think we do have an ordinance for that. Becky, wasn't there an ordinance that was like 2015?
That was in January of 2017.
when everybody's
I believe
done
we
and we go
didn't,
second time around, I'd like to,
I have no idea. It's something I'd have to look into. It's not on the agenda, so it's just not an issue I'm prepared to address tonight.
Yeah.
But I can certainly look into what ordinance you have and what the statute says that you're supposed to be doing, and we can see if something needs to change.
All right,
Then I would recommend that we table it.
absolutely.
well, you got to approve the bills. We
Right.
can't hold up
The exception
everybody
of,
just
or-
because of
No,
one
with the
thing here. If you want to,
exception of-
if you want to cite one and withhold that, that's fine, but we can't not pay everybody
Right.
for a month just because of one item. Just take the one item off the table if that's what you want to do. That's what my recommendation would be. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of
Yeah.
people upset with us that we're not paying
Well, we
them.
gotta pay the bill, but with Heartland Bank, is that what you're referring to, Rich?
So, and since we're talking about the travel expenses, we have the Illinois Municipal League Conference coming up. What I would like to do, since it's going to come out of the clerk's office and kind of flow through me as far as the expenditure part, is I'd like for us to figure out what the total expenditure is. We put it on the table, we approve it, and then this way it's all done on the up and up before the expense is incurred. I think that's just the right way to do it.
I believe I have here a form that is to be filled out according to the United States or the Illinois statutes, so
Yeah,
I
you
suggest
should
we start.
approve those
Before,
filling these
right?
out,
Before the-
utilizing
To a
them.
Before.
maximum amount, you should, yes.
Yes,
Which we did last year, I think, right?
not before the fact.
No,
After the
before.
fact, just like this, there's a lot of it that comes in after the fact. So then if there's a question on it, the expenditure's already been made.
We didn't pre-approve that $350 weird thing, 'cause remember?
No,
I
I'm
thought-
talking about the whole cost, not
The
the
whole
per
cost.
diem. You're referring to the per diem. I'm
Yes.
referring to the whole expenditure to send city council members down to the Illinois Municipal League Conference. So at least this way, we could say that we did it the right way and that we're following the intent of the law, that it was done before the expenditure was made and not after the fact.
There was a discrepancy from last year that I'd still like to address, but in due time.
Okay.
Pertaining to the INO conference
No,
of
let's
last year.
stay focused.
I hope I answered the questions as far as
Yeah,
it
we'll
affects
table
me
that
or
part.
my part, so.
Okay, well, I'd like to put
We'll
this on the
table the
agenda so we can,
Heartland.
we're gonna table the bills? I think we
No.
need to kind of pay
We'll
the
table
bills.
that
Table the
part.
Heartland. You gotta pay. the
We don't
bill.
want to pay the credit card bill?
Yeah, that's gonna get the city in trouble.
Yeah,
How do you
I
do
think-
something? You pay it and then go back and what? How would you go about?
I mean, the expenditure's
That-
already
that
there,
would be,
Rich, so you gotta pay
That
it at
gentleman
this
right there,
point.
That'd be his.
I mean, we can figure out a way moving forward how we can get better with it, but
I mean, if there's
You
a
can't.
charge, if there's a charge to be disputed, and I believe there is one, because I let Aaron know it's one of the hotel charges being disputed, for example. So I think if there's any other charges that somebody's got an issue with it, we dispute it. So I'd recommend we pay them, but,
No,
and then
okay.
we,
How
and then
do
we
we
put
wanna
it
do
on
that?
as an actual agenda item to discuss if there's a travel new plan or a travel thing. And that way it gives our attorney the opportunity to take a look, make sure our forms are in order for everything.
Well, before I make the motion to approve the bills, are you guys satisfied with putting it on the agenda for the next meeting as far as travel expenses? And then we can talk about this and address it. And I think that would
Is that
alleviate.
what you're looking at?
I
doing?
didn't know how to address it. I've never encountered anything like this, so I don't know the.
I mean, if that's satisfactory for you guys, that next
Okay,
meeting
then I
we
would
can.
suggest we approve to pay the bills, including the Hartford. Then we'll discuss that on
Are you suggesting to
meeting.
approve the bills or are you making a motion to approve the bills?
The motion should
the,
come from me.
it'd be a motion,
That's-
but I want to make sure we do this right.
Okay.
And then the
So I think you have a motion,
Perfect.
Becky. Tony, do we
Yes.
have a second?
You have a definite
Yeah, let's
second.
do
Let's
this.
pay the
Roll
bills.
call, please.
gotta pay them.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 7, approve June 21st, 2024 payroll in the amount of $82,283.62. If there's no modifications, concerns, or questions, can I get a motion to pay the payroll, please?
This is the one I think you'd get the most argument out of. So I'll make a motion that we pay the bills.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Number 8, Illinois River Road Scenic Highway presentation. I believe we have somebody from the organization that's looking to be able to present. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
The podium is yours, and you have this up on the screen if you're inclined.
It's been a while since I've done that, but my name is Deb Blazinski, and I am chair of the Illinois River Road National Scenic Byway. I was asked by Mayor Kern to come and speak to you to see if you are interested in participating. I have a very brief PowerPoint for you. I know there are storms coming in that, so I will kind of just skim through this. I think you have copies of it. Feel free to stop if you have any other questions. Let's see. Or just, I just don't click on it. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, there's our logo for the Illinois River Road. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. We are federally designated byway. There are 7 federally designated byways in the state of Illinois, and as you can see, there are multiple federal byways throughout the United States. The key point on this little map is the heading of the text down below. It begins with the community. Although we are a nature-based byway, it's 291 miles long. If you go down both sides of the byway, it impacts 10 counties and 14 communities. And if you read through our mission here, we're looking at nature, history, and archaeology. That's how it all started, and all that connection to the Illinois River. But the whole thing centers, if you go back to the other slide, are the communities that have developed around the river, and the reasons they have are because of the nature, the history, and the archaeology. And all of those things we take together and we are using to draw tourism to enhance our businesses, our economies, and our quality of life. And again, in a little more detail here, same thing. The river is what ties us all together. It's what draws through the communities, the assets, et cetera, that we have around here. We have a lot of recreation, we have culture, educational experiences, adventures. We're an authentic destination, and we're affordable for people to travel. I think that was especially noted when we had the COVID and people weren't going far away anymore. It was, they wanted to go within a couple hours drive from their home and look at all the wonderful things that we have around us. We have a number of signs that we have all throughout the byway that were installed when the byway first began. And that was actually in the year 2005. So next year will be our 20th anniversary. And this is the main reason I think communities want to look at our branding and our marketing. We updated our website this past year with the community page enhancements for those people that are sponsors of us. Our digital marketing has really taken off. Again, we're getting away from the paper products, although I do have, and these are old copies of a River Road map that there are very few of these left. We're actually going to be making new maps and things, but everything is going digital nowadays, as you well know. And I'm the old fogey probably in the room here, so that we're close. But anyway, so we're trying to change the way, that we are marketing the River Road and marketing our communities. Coming up next year, we're also included in our grant program, opportunities for our communities that are involved to attend some trade shows. So that's kind of new, going back, now that the COVID has passed, we're going back to Sun Connections, and that will be something new that we're starting. We also have, if you've looked at our website at all, and I ask all of you to please do so when you've got time in the next couple of days, a lot of community videos. Some are just listed on a video page, some are listed on the actual communities that are involved. We've done that. And so we have been awarded a $50,000 grant for next year. I just signed the papers and sent them off this morning, so I'm very pleased to be able to say that. So doing some of these community videos, doing these trade shows, enhancing our digital marketing for the communities is all included in that $50,000 grant that we were just awarded. Our website pages average 4,000 visitors per month. Peak times, of course, are May through October. 65% are mobile phone users. So again, why the digital marketing as opposed to just having more maps, stuck in a tourism center somewhere that somebody has to pick up. 31% are desktop users. 79, it says finding website through organic search. That means without paid advertising. They're searching, an activity. Maybe it's rafting. You guys have the ramp down here on the Vermilion River for rafting. So the connection would be somebody searching for rafting. That would come up with our Google things without having to go through some other form of advertising. I know I'm going fast, so please holler if you want me to stop.
You're doing great.
You're doing fine.
Our, website design and usability, you can see it's user friendly. We've kind of changed things around. We have top planning resources. We have events calendar. It's community specific. And here, I think that last point again, you help provide the content for your page. Now, the key point here is that we have to work together. If Hubblesby decides to be a supporting member on it, you present to us what you want on there. We do have a paid website designer, etc. But as far as making any changes or getting your events, you have such wonderful events in Oglesby and that, we need to hear from you. So we get it on our website and we get it on our Facebook page. So it's a two-way street here if you want the best result from doing this type of marketing. Let us know that something's coming up, share something on the Facebook pages, etc. Just a couple more. So our social media impact, again, with the Facebook usage that, when we first started, we did not have this. We now have it. We develop it all the time. We have over 2,500 people visit our Facebook pages in 2023. Again, over 8,200 followers on Facebook. So that means they don't just come here one time, they're coming back. And they're looking again and again because they know that there's information on there that they might want to go and see what event is happening, what business has something special, so on and so forth. And we've included, our followers come from Peoria, Ottawa, Peru, Chicago, LaSalle, and more. I don't know, do you already belong to the, what's the other marketing?
Heritage Quarter.
Heritage Corridor, thank you. Do you belong to the Heritage Corridor?
Me too.
Association.
I believe
some of
so.
the- I know some of the businesses do offhand for that though, but I wasn't sure if we were.
I would say, I think your community probably does, and they do a really super job with marketing your community related to tourism, et cetera, from the Illinois Valley up to Chicago. I would say then the River Road does a really good going from the Illinois Valley, we go all the way down to Havana. And then, of course, because we're a national highway, we have our links on other national links too. But if you really want to incorporate as many people as you can get to come to your community, this way you're reaching to the north and to the south in Illinois. It really reaches both spectrums. And just lastly, thank you for being a part of our vision, et cetera. The cost is $1,500 for the size of your community. I know that cost can be taken out of hotel and motel funds for marketing. You can do it for a year and see how you like it, and see whether or not, you're getting the presence that you want on our website. But please first go to our website and look what the other communities have there. Look at the Facebook pages. And then, as I mentioned, next year is our 20th anniversary. So we're trying to do some special things with marketing for that. And I've been on the phone with Julie Sanders from WBTP, the PBS station, and they are looking at possibly doing a program for us to celebrate our 20th anniversary in 2025, which would be, visiting our communities and getting input, et cetera, from them. So that's something else that's kind of unique, just because of our anniversary coming up. That would be special.
That sounds fantastic. Sounds like a good time to get into it. Yep.
Yes.
Question. Thank you for coming, Ms. Lodzinsky, and giving this presentation. I just had one question. Do you know, maybe I missed it, do you know roughly how many people you believe you guys reach as far as like on the internet or by these or anything?
If we've mentioned a monthly impact there that we have, but again, that varies between the seasons, but I can email Becky just some Google Analytics if
Okay.
you prefer to have those numbers. I'd be happy to
Okay,
do
yeah,
that too.
That's fine. Thank you.
Mhm. Absolutely.
We're always looking for new ways to market ourselves, economic development wise. Matter of fact, I just had a conversation Thursday with one of the business owners asking what kind of things are we doing to try to capture more of this opportunity when people come to visit. And I think something like this is a good opportunity to showcase our city. How long does it take to usually make that video kind of commercial thing? That I remember I talked to the mayor of Utica, and he said that was a really neat feature. Is that something that's part of that grant that you mentioned? It takes some time to do that, or?
Well, we've got to spend money before June of next year, so
Okay.
we'll have to do it within the year. So definitely, but we'll have to, if you're interested, and we need to get that on board because we have other communities that are also interested. But we have some that are already done for other communities as well. But since you're new and you don't have anything up there, certainly that, sharing your photographs of things of your communities, of your activities, get those on. We can, you email them over and we get them on our website, those kinds of things. But yes.
Excellent. Any other questions from the council?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay. Next, number 9, solicitor permit applications from E = Solar, 4 of them, and Surf Internet, 1 of them. I'll just kick off the conversation. Anybody want to have a conversation about this at all?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Go ahead.
I personally feel that we are obligated to IMEA as our energy provider through 2055 now, I believe. I don't feel it's in our best interest to have solicitors go knocking on doors around here to offer solar. People want it solar. I'm pretty positive their phone will probably listen to them and they'll have solar pop up tonight on their phone and they'll have
Well,
plenty of opportunities to.
Didn't
get
we
solar.
pass an ordinance on solar a few months back?
That's for the solar field. This would be for
These are for
solicitors
rooftops.
to go door to door at people's homes and see if they want to have solar for their homes.
And you cannot forbid that, Matt, just to let you know.
I
You
just
can't forbid it, you don't have to encourage it, as
Right.
Rich is maybe suggesting, but.
So my thoughts are,
I
I'm not a fan of solicitors, probably for a different reason of it. The only thing, my issues with that is, I don't know of a single resident that's ever come up to me and said, wow, I'd really love to be able to have this service in town, but if I just had somebody come knocking at my door to let me know about it, that'd be great. And to me, that's what the value in a solicitor's permit would be for. And I believe the only ones we should be allowing is surf internet, because let's say, for example, cable internet did not exist, or cable television did not exist in the city, and we sign an agreement where Comcast comes and installs cable in here. To me, if Comcast were to say, can we go door to door now to market our products since we have agreement with the city? To me, that's something that's acceptable. And we did accept surf internet last year. I don't remember how many solicitors permit. I noticed it's only one here. I think at some point in time, though, we should probably not be allowing any more solicitor permits, because I think just about everybody that probably wanted the surf internet probably is aware of it. But my thoughts are, nobody's ever come to me and said they've ever wanted to have solar at their house, and they just really want to be able to meet more people at their door. That's my 2 cents. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
I think generally speaking, nobody really wants somebody knocking on their door to, give them propaganda. So I'd be inclined to vote against it.
What about the difference between solar and surf internet? Because we did approve surf internet last year.
Surf internet, we have an
Yeah.
agreement with. It's a little bit
And I
different
thought-
there.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
We
I
don't have
thought-
an agreement with the solar panel company, so
I thought
that's where I
the one
concur
we
with
had
Commissioner
agreement.
Baldridge. So
Okay.
I think those are pretty clear cut. In my eyes, you
So-
guys are.
So is that the way the discussion is leaning here, to deny the permit applications from E equals solars, but allow surf internet? Is everybody kind of thinking
I
that?
asked the clerk earlier, she already said that we had already approved surf internet once. It had to be a name change, so therefore I do recommend that we approve surf internet and we deny E equals solar.
Any other?
Oh, sorry. If you were making a motion, I was going to
I was going
second.
to ask, is there any more discussion on that? In that case, is
So
that a
you want to
motion?
deny?
I'd like to make a
equals-
motion to deny E equals solar and approve surf internet.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Number 10, letter of support for the Dickinson House Foundation plans to add an accessible restroom. So what this is if you remember from one of our meetings, I think maybe about a month ago, there was something for We Are Oglesby that they got a grant from the county, and we basically signed a letter of support to allow them to use those funds to put that kind of sign up. So this is similar to that. It's a little bit different because they are looking to put an ADA accessible, restroom in the Dickinson House using those same kind of funds. We don't have a bid or a quote yet, unfortunately. So I'd like to open up the discussion. My thoughts are that we would allow them to give them the support to continue forward with that, so they can get the quotes and get the bids, and we can see what the cost is. And if it's a reasonable cost, I think it makes sense to use funds for that. I was a big fan of, I'm actually surprised that we don't have an ADA bathroom there already, because it is a polling center. There's so many features that the Dickinson House is used for, but one of the most important ones, I think, to have a reason to have an ADA bathroom there is when people go to vote at that location. So any other thoughts on the matter?
I'm willing to share, but go ahead. I think, Rich, it falls in
Well,
your
in defense of We Are
departments.
Oglesby, I would also like to add that We Are Oglesby did not ask for a single dime for the signs. That will be taken care of by We Are Oglesby organization. Just wanted to set the record straight on that. You can go ahead.
Well, I mean, for my purposes, I'd like to go on the record again and say that I'm not and never have been opposed to helping out the Dickinson House Foundation or the preservation of the Dickinson House. In March of this year, Commissioner Baldridge asked me to join him at the Dickinson House Foundation meeting, and we explained about the larger ongoing projects in the city, and how they're funded and how it affects the other things that we have to fund. As the meeting concluded, the members thanked us for attending and said that it was helpful to understand the information that we shared with them. I offered at the meeting and then again to Mr. Peterlin to sit down and look at what they desire for the long term and if or how it could be funded. I don't know, or I'm not sure why it was suggested that the council's not working with them, but I'm glad to do so. And I'm happy to talk it through and see how we can make something happen for them. I just have some questions because I've only been here a year and in this seat. And, you know, if we're talking about spending money in that, I just want to make sure we do it the right way. So that's, I mean, I'd just like to go on record and say that.
Well, I agree. I mean, I don't know the concern of the cost, but as of right now, I don't think they've asked for anything from the council because they don't have a cost. The last estimate they had was 50,000. Granted, I think that estimate was a few years ago. And I think their initial plans was that they had 25,000 from the county, and they have some of their own funds that the foundation has upgraded a lot of things over the years. Nothing is the scale of an ADA bathroom though. So until I think we know the total cost, I think it's tough to have that conversation.
Correct. There's nothing, I agree with getting them a letter of support to find out, get the ads for the plans and everything else. The ADA room is important in all public buildings.
Any other discussion?
Just according to this, the agenda says letter of support for the Dickinson House Foundation
Plans.
plans to add an accessible restroom. So is the city paying for this, or is it coming from the Dickinson House Foundation totally? I'm just reading what the agenda says, and
Right.
Yeah.
the way
so-
it looks, I mean, if the foundation plans on paying for it with the grant, the grant and their funds, I mean, I'm in support.
Well, I think that is the
Yeah.
plan as of right now, but they don't have a total cost as of yet because we've not gone off, because the city owns the building. So we have to go out for bids and quotes and all that kind of stuff. So,
But they have funding of their own and the county, correct?
correct. 25,000 from the county, and then I think their original plan was 25,000 from them. But if the cost is higher, I know they have extra funds from that. I'm not sure what the cost comes in at. But I think that's a conversation to have once we get the quotes and the bids. Because either way, I think it's a great thing. I mean, I hate to throw away money that's coming from the county and then all the work that the foundation has done to raise funds over the years too.
I don't think anybody has a problem.
No.
And from what I'm hearing here, I don't think anybody has a problem with seeing an ADA restroom there. How we get there, I think we should be able to talk it through, and those conversations have to be had here like this because it is a public building still, and it's owned by the taxpayers if I understand it correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on up.
Oh, we have someone with, okay.
Yeah.
Please, Gary.
Mr. Peter, sir.
I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. You each received a couple of letters from me requesting that you get in touch with me if you have any questions or our organization. We try to work anything out. We have raised money to try to put in that bathroom. And we were fortunate enough to get the grant from the county. So we look like we have about $80,000. Now, we applied for the grant. Commissioner Aldridge wrote a letter of support. The mayor wrote a letter of support, not indicating that anything was approved, but they were supporting the concept. And I think that was important for our the grant application to be granted. But at the same time, we didn't want this to be a City of Oglesby opportunity trying to get a grant because maybe you had other issues of what you were trying to get a grant for. So it was for the Dickinson Foundation, but we had support from Oglesby. They said they would award us the money, but now we have to show proof that you would allow us to put the bathroom in the facility. And as my most recent letter to you said, let's get together and talk about how you want to go about doing this. I mean, we're raising the funds, we're helping do it. It's a city building, and in many ways, it's a city project. I mean, we're going to look at what your regulations are, what your expectations are, what you want. You're going to be a part of the design. You're going to be a part of letting bids or, whatever the way you want to participate or what you want us to do. So we look forward to the opportunity for those conversations, and we're available, whenever you want to meet with us. But I would hope we'd have some meetings soon. But right now, we have to show them we can put it on the public property, similar to what the people that wanted to put the sign on the canoe landing property. So that's where we are now. But let's get together soon, and as the letters indicate, let's talk and decide how we can go forward. And I'll be happy to answer any question I can.
Anybody have any questions for Gary?
I mean, I have questions, but I don't think we'll have the answers just yet. I mean, one of the ones that comes to my mind is what the long-term plan is for the Dickinson House, and I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to have to come up with some kind of a drawing or something like that because, that all plays into it, right? I mean, I want to see this be preserved. If it's near and dear to you guys and it's near and dear to the residents around here, then let's have a long-term plan. And I think these discussions, I'm willing to meet with you privately. That's perfectly fine. I told you I'd do that so that we could look at the numbers money-wise and see exactly what we needed to do or how we could make it work. But I do think that, we do have an obligation to talk about a lot of this stuff publicly too, because it is a building that's owned by the taxpayers. I don't think it's just something we could just say, we talked about it and here it is, let's move it through. I think, in order for us to do our due diligence and be right about it, these conversations should happen like this and not in an adversarial manner. I think we can find a way forward.
I'd just like to have the other members of the Dickinson Foundation are here tonight. Lynn Parsons, Arlene Brown, Arlene Piat, Bill Arkins, and there's other members. We meet the first Wednesday of every month, and those meetings are open to the public. We formed ourselves in 1998. The city took over the building in 1993. 1998, we were formed. And ever since that date, we've been working to make enhancements and improvements to the Dickinson House. We don't intend to stop. Long-term plans, we look forward to having some long-term plans, and we'll look forward to having some long-term commitments to try to help you raise money. But we also know that we'll be looking for the taxpayers also to be supportive of it. But let's keep it going forward. And this stuff about, the Dickinson House and who's against it and who's not, I'm not saying anybody's against the Dickinson House. You're not hearing that from me. And so I just want to take steps that we're for it and we're going forward. And I think this is a good sign tonight. Let's get this bathroom in there and then look forward to meeting with you and how you want to go about doing the rest of it. We can work that out. And you got a big part in the whole thing. So thank you very much for your interest and support. Okay, anything else anybody want to ask me? Or okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank
Gary.
you, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
In an effort to stay on topic here, I won't discuss other things here, but unfortunately, the city council wasn't made aware of this grant, or we possibly could have applied to help with other projects. We missed out on that. At this point, I'd like to make a motion to approve the use of the Dickinson House Foundation funds and the $25,000 from the ARPA grant for the installation of an ADA compliant restroom in the Dickinson House building, subject to available quotes or bids, with the Commissioner of Public Property maintaining oversight.
I think it's a great
I'm
motion.
glad we'd be able to help out the Dickinson
You've
House.
seen that
I'd
before, huh?
second that motion.
Yeah. Okay, I'll second that.
Does anybody, before,
Already did.
Oh, sorry.
I want to make sure everybody has an opportunity. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to weigh in on right like that?
Oh, I think that'll be addressed in the minutes and that'll satisfy the county grant for the Dickinson House Foundation
Right.
because that's what they want to see is minutes showing that. So
My understanding is your minutes will satisfy that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. As Commissioner Finley said something about the like the letter of support approval. That is similar to what we had up at the last time for Weir Overland, but after we did it, we found out we actually didn't need a letter of support. Just us agreeing to support it was enough in our minutes as well. So thank you for the motion. Was there a second?
Commissioner McDermott gave the second.
I
Roll call,
second
please.
that.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Excellent. Look forward to it. And I'd like to thank the Dickinson House Foundation for all the work that you guys continue to do. Hopefully we can find a way and we'll get some good quotes and options here and make our community better. Appreciate it. Number 11, ordinance number 1261-071524. FY25 appropriations. Stefanelli.
All right, so the appropriation was placed on file at our last meeting. It will cover any grants that we're currently looking at. The appropriation is at the advice of our auditor, and during my meeting with the auditing firm, I feel that it is appropriate for passage. So any questions for me on that? If not, I think we're in good shape with it.
I saw that you and Becky were working together on putting together like a working operational budget. I thought that was quite good.
I will address that in my commissioner's report, and my hope is that we will have had all the meetings and be passing that in our next meeting.
Okay. Any other questions, comments on the appropriations ordinance? A motion in a second.
I will make a motion to approve the ordinance for fiscal year 25 appropriations.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 12, ordinance number 1262-0715-245, changes council meeting time to 6 p.m. So this has been, I think this is the third time it's technically been on the agenda. There was 2 times before that residents had the opportunity to kind of come up and speak to it or send in comments. I think I've only gotten 1 comment from somebody as a phone call. So I don't think there's a lot of people that had a concern either way with it. Matter of fact, I'm a big fan of one of the comments that Commissioner Baldridge made, was to where if we find out that it is a problem or it's not working out, we can always modify it and change it again. So anybody have any comments, questions, concerns over that?
No, I think there was one comment on your Facebook page, but I don't see it there anymore.
It's because somebody used derogatory comment. That wasn't the one I was talking about. I did delete somebody's comment because they used derogatory comments.
Is that legal?
If it wasn't vulgar or threatening, I don't think you're supposed to delete those, but that's okay. That's a
Okay.
different topic for a different day.
You betcha.
I would point out that I think the ordinance number is wrong, Becky. I think that extra 4 is in there, right?
Actually, it's the 5 at
It's
the
the
end.
5 that's,
Right.
It's a typo.
Yeah,
Oh.
so the 4 just needs to go.
no,
Okay.
5 should go.
5.
I think the 5 should stay, right, Becky?
I would
4
think
is the one.
Numerical order.
No,
That's
the
the
4
year.
is 24 as in the
24 is the
day.
year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
5
Yes,
needs to
yes,
go.
yes.
It's-
I'm sorry.
I see what you're saying. It's the 1 went to the 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I was following numerical from a lot of.
I apologize. So ordinance number 1262-071524.
Correct.
There
Would
we
you
go.
like to?
I'd like to
reflect
make
the
a
correction in the
motion.
minutes and make it easy?
Sure.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 13, second quarter building permits in the amount of $354,311.
Okay. If there's not any questions, I will make a motion to approve. It's the building permits that came in, and in your Dropbox, you should have all the information for it. It's listed as second quarter building permits.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 13 is old business, of which we don't have any action items. Number 15, new business. First one is place on file proposed building incentive programs. Kind of relates to the second one as well, place on file new home property tax rebate program. So what we sent, I think it was last month, we sent this to the building improvement grant committee. It was actually the original facade agreement. Then we added the utility abatement as a section 2, and then we added the new home property tax rebate program as section 3. A summary of their recommendations. In general, they wanted to recommend to strike any restrictive language on there. We had a couple things about if we thought it was a good idea to allow both grants at the same time. And their thoughts was because there hasn't been a lot of use right now for some of the facade committee or facade grants, stuff like that, that we take that restriction out. And then the other big thing they wanted to do was they wanted to pull out section 3 as its own grant package. They thought because the new home tax rebate program wasn't something that would get approved by the building improvement grant committee, that wasn't something that needed to be in there. But they did give a lot of suggestions on it. So the first section, which was the facade, there was no restrictions added, so there's no changes. Under utility abatement, there was a couple wording changes they recommended to, better definition of new and expanding businesses. They had a couple sentence structures in there. They didn't like how one of them said the city council must approve, so the wording got changed a little bit better. And then they did agree that they thought it was best to keep all of that specified language in there, like property, like grease trap, interceptor, sediment trap, required power plant upgrade, etc. Those are the only things that they had recommendations for the utility abatement one. And on the new home residential property abatement program, they thought that only 2 years was probably too small of finances to give. So the big thing that they recommended to do was to expand it out to 4 years, 100% for the first year and 50% for the next 3 years. So I think the example that was given, I think a $313,000 home would have made a difference of about $5,900 something over 4 years. That would be back in the pockets of new residents. So that is all of the changes they kind of recommended. I thought it'd be best to get it on, not as necessarily just approved today, but placed on file. I know that there is at least 2 business owners and 1 potential business owner that has been waiting for this kind of economic incentive package. They're kind of looking for it. So I think by getting it on file, that'll get it out there for people to take a look at. And then whether we approve it at the next meeting or the meeting after that, that's still up in the air. Did anybody have any questions, concerns over, and I sent out all the recommended changes to the council before today of what the committee had. Any questions, concerns over any of that?
I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of reading.
Yep.
Well, the facade one was pretty long in the first place, but it was very effective. It's actually quite a bit shorter than the original facade, but it is complex.
I got nothing more. That's all I
Okay.
got to say.
Well, if there's no questions, concerns, can we, what do you guys want to do? You want to place it on file so that way the public can see these?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to place it on file.
Okay.
I'll
you wanna do
second
both?
that.
We do both at the same time or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Might as well.
So we got a motion and a second to place both on file. Roll call,
Yep.
please.
Baldridge,
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. All right. I do highly encourage some of those business owners that were interested to take a look at that to come down to the clerk's office and get a copy of it. And that way we can take a look at it and hopefully get it approved here in the next couple of weeks or so. All right. Next item is Surf Internet proposal for Wi-Fi in the parks. Baldridge.
As you guys have seen, we had a representative from Surf Internet come here previously to discuss the things they could help us out here with. I believe Faith, our representative, has done her absolute best to bring us services that we can be very proud of. They have reduced the cost on every facility within the city, sometimes giving them to us for free. They've taken away the installation cost to give it to us for free. And she has thrown in some minor prices for us to be able to utilize Wi-Fi in our city parks. I feel that'd be a great advantage to the city of Oglesby, to our visitors, travelers, everybody that's going to go into our parks and enjoy themselves will now be able to utilize the internet while they're in those parks. It's usually a dead zone in a lot of those spaces. So I personally would like to ask that we make a motion for Surf Internet to proposal for the Wi-Fi in the parks.
I think Commissioner Baldridge is minimizing the amount of good work that he's done in this this category here. Does the rest of the council have the updated version in their packets about what was able to get done? So there is actually 3 areas here of where we don't have internet right now. One is Lehigh Park, Seneca Square, and the public pool. But even if you look at the current amount of fees that we are paying for the water department, the electric department, Parks and Recreation, Dickinson House, and the streets department, all those together come up to a total of $951. With all of those buildings having internet and the 3 new parks that never had internet in the first place, that new total comes to $675. I cannot think of a reason why we would not want to approve that. It's a couple $100 less, and we got public parks, especially places like, I don't know, Fun Fest and things like that, for people to come down and be able to have Wi-Fi there. I think it's a great thing. Any other questions, comments on that?
I got comments, but did you want to go, Greg?
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think it's great. And I want to commend Commissioner Baldridge for the work on it, because this kind of goes hand in hand with our 2 departments. It intersects because I have responsibility for the city networks and the computers and all that. And he's been great about, calling me in and us 2 working on the information together. So I give him all the best for his hard work on it. And if this is something that the rest of the council wants to do, Rich, I'm looking forward to working with you on it so that we could get Wi-Fi out there and even get a count as to who's logging on and that kind of thing, so that maybe we can track some of it for marketing purposes.
Rich, would this cover the frisbee golf too?
A portion, there's
Portion of it?
still a lot to be worked out because of the wide area down
Right,
there.
that
So,
was, because that'd be a great thing too
Yeah.
for them to.
we're hoping to eventually get it down to the canoe landing, and Chief Margus had suggested if we were able to do that, we could also place security cameras down there, which would be very beneficial to the city. So
Oh, that's great.
So it's also involved, including safety features as well.
absolutely, yeah.
And it's reasonable.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. So
It's
Yeah.
I don't know what-
How can you not?
And if you
Free
take
is
care for
good.
any of that stuff,
Come
it's
on.
cheaper as well. So
Come on, free is good.
was that a motion?
Yeah, make a motion to pass the surf internet proposal for Wi-Fi in the parks.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley,
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 16, public comments over any topic. Seeing that there's none. Number 17, commissioner reports. Commissioner Stefanelli.
Thank you. I want to just give my appreciation. I appreciate the commissioners meeting this past week to look over the budget for their departments. And I'm hoping that the budgets will get approved in the near future so that we can do our due diligence and do the right thing with the taxpayer money. The appropriation is obviously one thing, but the budgets is really where we'll have to sharpen the pencil and just make sure that we're not overspending or that we're spending on exactly what we talk about. I want to extend my sincerest best wishes to the Oglesby boys baseball and Oglesby girls softball teams on a great run. They did a great job and they make this city proud. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you much. Commissioner Finley.
Yeah, we did have City Hall open today as a cooling center. So you can keep a look on either Facebook and all that, just to see you in the future, if needed, that we'll try to have something open for the people that don't have air conditioning. But just, if you know somebody that don't, just please, call your neighbor, talk to somebody, make sure everybody's okay. That'll help everybody out and keep everybody healthy in this weather. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner McDermott.
Thank you, Don. Watching out for the public. That's good job. Okay, I gotta ask the gentleman here on the council. The Dry Bridge Water Main Project open bids next Monday. Would it be possible to have a quick special meeting to award the project? We'll have to do that on July 22nd to place on file. I need a special meeting. We're looking at the total cost of being $175,000. The plan is to complete the work for this fall. All right,
I'd be available for a meeting on July 22nd, so we can have the other meeting on August 2nd.
I would really
When did
appreciate
we
it.
open these? Did we just open them just today or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Well, they
would
get
be,
open next Monday and
yeah.
how do you know how much they're worth then? Oh, yes.
It's-
Okay.
it's
All right. So you want to open them on Monday and then have a special meeting so we can award them.
correct.
Place on file.
Place on file.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, we've got 3 weeks, I suppose.
Thank you, Jim.
What's everybody else's availability on July 22nd if we were to do something like that?
No problem. Let's do it.
What time?
Well,
What works
p.m.
best for
6
anybody
p.m., I
else?
guess.
Good for 6.
We could do it at 6.
I'm
Okay.
good for 6.
All right. So
Okay,
we'll get an
we'll do
agenda out
6.
tomorrow and make that happen.
Are we also meeting on July 29th?
No, I
award
don't
the
think that's a regular-
Project, well,
Would we have
July
to do it that way?
22nd,
Couldn't we,
we had to place it on file 2 weeks ahead of time.
yeah, we have our regular meeting 2 weeks later on the 5th.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I don't even know if we need a motion for that because we're more than 48 hours away. We can just put an agenda up there and put that on, right?
Yeah, either the mayor or two
just take-
commissioners can call
Yeah.
for a special meeting.
I think it takes 2 council members. I don't know if the mayor could just call a meeting. I think it's just any 2 council members, I think.
All right.
So,
Okay, so July 22nd, 6 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Great.
All right. Walnut Street Bridge, we plan to submit plans to IDOT next week so that the project may be bidded in November. If we do not make the November letter, it will be delayed until January. IDOT and LaSalle County will be funding most of this project. Total cost is $760,000. The intent is to get this project substantially completed before Fun Fest or to not start until after Fun Fest, okay? All right. Safe routes to schools. All right, this is important, guys. We plan to submit to IDOT this week so that the project may be bid on November. IDOT will be funding 80% of this project. Total cost is $305,000, okay? Clark Street and Hickory Avenue culverts. Clark Street is open with new pavement in place. If the weather cooperates, Hickory Avenue will be open with new pavement no later than this week. Once this is done, the final grading and seeding work will be started. Clark Street sewer separation project is well underway and should be finished in August. And that's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you. Looks
Thank
like
you.
a lot of work turning and burning over there. Commissioner Baldridge.
First and foremost, I'd also like to congratulate our girls and boys team on the great baseball and softball seasons they played. Oglesby is very proud of each and every player, all of the coaches and the parents. Everyone coming together made for some fun lifetime memories and something to be proud of forever. The City of Oglesby is also recognizing JP Rose, head of our Parks and Recreation Department, and his crew. He and his team put in a lot of effort planning and making our fields look great and play great. Proud to announce that there were no rainouts this year attributed to the Parks Department, which is great as it seems like we figured out a solution for our girls' diamond that has given us drainage issues for many years. Our Parks Department continues the tradition of keeping Oglesby as being known for some of the best kept diamonds around. We appreciate all you do to keep these fields in great shape. One of the reasons we get so many all-star games, of which we had 35 this year, is the facilities we play on. And that's also the reason they were able to get Rudy Gandolfi Field ready yesterday on a moment's notice to be able to host 2 Central States games that brought people to Oglesby from Iowa, Nebraska, Kentucky, and Ohio. Special thanks to Sean Zavsa, Tony Strand, Caleb Strand, Zach Moss, and Landon Moss for jumping into the action all day on Sunday. Also for all you do throughout the year. It doesn't go unnoticed and it's truly appreciated. There were a record total of 84 games played on boys and 72 played on the girls' fields this year. Outstanding. We are still looking for the applications for the housing grant. Please take this seriously and get an application either for yourself, your parents, grandparents, friends, neighbors that could possibly utilize this grant. Also, don't forget about the Aqua Zumba as it continues every Wednesday from 8:30 a.m. to 9:15. Thank you.
Thank you much. Great reports, everybody. First thing, mayor's report. Just wanted to kind of echo what everybody else said. Junior League boys baseball went to state. Had a great season. 12U girls softball finished 3rd in the state. So year after year, we continually having teams that have so much success that represent Oglesby far away from home here. So not only do I appreciate the success and the hard work of all those kids, but it's a lot to do with the parents and the coaches that continue to do it year after year after year. Really appreciate that. And as like Commissioner Baldridge said, I know that there was some with some weather events, Central State kind of got moved around quite a bit. And I know Sean Zaza and Tony Strand, along with JP and his Parks Department crew, was able to get the field ready for a last minute notice for Sunday to have some Central State games. So we have such fantastic facilities here. We're going to see how we can work with those baseball boards and stuff like that to see if we can maybe give them extra funding to see how we can get more Central State games here in the future because Oglesby baseball is a true gem. Number 2, it did not get out into the newsletter in time, unfortunately, but the Dickinson House will have a municipal band event on July 31st at 6:30 p.m. I believe their ice cream social and open house is going to start at 5. And I think there's something with tours of the Dickinson House after the band concert is over as well. So Facebook will have more details. This all just came out the last couple days. So please go ahead and support them and check that out. Only last things I got is obviously we have a big storm coming tonight. So please be careful. Take your time to batten down the hatches and secure things. And, city will be ready in case an emergency happens. We've done it before and we'll do it again. Last thing I got is we'll see everybody from this point on at 6 p.m. All right. That's all I have. No executive session. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Finley.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Why did my husband go running away? My husband, Russ. Why Jim